Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we are going to be watching a video um, with Julian Blanc from his YouTube channel, Julian Himself, about the quickest and fastest way to build self-confidence. Self-confidence is very important. It is a driving factor in you going out into the world and achieving and accomplishing things, building success. And the reason people strive for confidence is because naturally humans are very anxious people, and they are trying to escape their anxious reality into a safer reality, and they believe that having confidence will lead to a more secure future. That is false. Actually, you need to go into the into high pressure situations, into the zone of fear, into the darkness, the big scary things that frighten you. As an anxious person, anxiety is a natural occurrence where you're supposed to be a little bit anxious in an area where you don't know what might happen. So you are in essence on high alert. If you were very relaxed and something happened, then you would get attacked and could so you could get beaten up or whatever, right? Like you could get hurt. So being anxious kind of makes you like, all right, like what's going on? Even fighters, if you listen to interviews by Mike Tyson, for example, he says yeah, like he's nervous and anxious. He's as he's going into the fight, because he knows how important this fight is, the consequences of him losing that fight, and that naturally makes you feel very anxious, because it is the um your body's response to make you more alert. Okay, like if you were half tired going into a boxing match with Mike Tyson, you're gonna get fucked. So you're supposed to be a little bit anxious because your body's like, look, this is important, fucking stay alert, right? Like it's just telling you how it is. However, most people, they let anxiety freeze them, because it's supposed to be a fight or flight mechanism, right? And you're supposed to fight. Like you're supposed to beat the world. You're supposed to fight with the world. Okay, you're supposed to go out there and conquer. However, for most people, anxiety actually freezes them, and they never move beyond, because of that. Because of the effects of that, basically, the self-help industry has come in and will sell you endless supply of methods of how to overcome this feeling, and they're getting very rich, such as Julian himself. It is the best grift. Because he used to be a pickup artist, and this is a never-ending grift, because with pickup it was mainly for men, and then once they find a girlfriend, they'll leave the pickup industry, and then they'll there's no need for them to get further coaching. Whereas like with self-help, with like dealing with anxiety and the self-confidence issues, it's never ending, because even the most confident people go through periods of time because they end up pushing themselves further and further into more difficult challenges. um that anxiety returns, and you're supposed to keep overcoming this, and that is literally the hero's journey. You're supposed to be in the hero's journey forever. That you do something, it's scary, you overcome it, and you feel great about yourself, and then you build another piece of pride to yourself. You become stronger, the map of reality in your mind becomes ever larger. Let's have a quick look into Julian and see what he has to say about self-confidence.
What do you think is the number one thing holding you back right now in your journey of working on yourself, recovering?
Working on yourself, this is a never ending cycle. Okay, like people be like, right, do you know what, my life's going to shit right now, let me work on myself. Even like within the self-help industry, the self-help industry was normally for middle-aged women who are trying to rediscover themselves after their children leave their leave the house, they grow up and leave, basically, and then it's to refine purpose. Self-help today is for fucking, like, I see fucking 13-year-olds like with a self-help channel, and you really like what the fuck is going on? Do you get what I mean? And good for them, they're trying something. They're going out there, they're trying to make something of themselves. And it is literally the only job that's left, like for you to start making online content. So I do understand what they're doing, but it's like, it's things must be pretty bad where year olds are making self-help channels and self-help content. Like, that's when you know it's like we are in serious crises. And why is that? Well, AI is upon us. AI will take most of people's jobs, and the global dating market is now connected. The top 1% of men are dating the majority of the most beautiful women, and for everybody else, we are left with leftovers and scraps. That's why I am becoming a king. That's why I am a king, because I am rising to the top and building my kingdom to have the most epic dating life in the world. And the people who are watching this, who understand what I'm talking about, also want that, and understand that being a king, building a kingdom, you get the best social opportunities, the best dating opportunities, the best financial opportunities. Um, because by getting the best financial opportunities, you are able to build a kingdom, you are able to expand your territory, and you will be seen as a king. And women want to be with a king, and therefore the most beautiful and desirable women will line up to date you and be part of your world and your kingdom. Okay. um that is in essence who I'm looking for. I'm looking for 100 kings, people who believe it is their destiny to become a king, to rise to the top and build their own kingdom. We will form a network of kings, a royal alliance, and we will take over from the evil people in the world, the evil leaders, and become the new de facto ruling class globally. Okay. If you understand what I'm saying, if you understand how limited amount of time that we have left, that you don't have time to work on yourself and discover self-confidence, that you must strive into action and build your kingdom. That's who, by the way, gets all the results. It's like you don't become confident and then go into battle. It's like, no, the you face your fears, go into battle even though you're feeling anxious, and when you come out of it, because you're part of a group who are also strong and going to battle and believe that we can defeat the evil, coming back out of that battle is when you are filled with confidence and pride, basically, within yourself.
Inner work, self-love.
I think, as it has been mentioned before, just that I'm never good enough, and that.
Oh, that's I'm not gonna take the piss out, but I feel quite sad. She's you can hear it in her voice that she is anxious, that she even said the words, she doesn't feel like she's good enough. It is basically the external world telling her that she has to be a certain way, and she cannot find any any sense of self, any sense of confidence. She doesn't believe that she fits in. And it really looks like she has she is a broken spirit inside. She is there seems to be like almost like a blankness inside of her, of fragility, in some sense, that like a wounded child, like a wounded animal, just there, kind of, in this shell of a human adult body. I believe she's from some sort of Scandinavian country, um, and naturally they are less extroverted. They're very introverted people. They're very quiet people. They're not very sociable. So that doesn't help. Being in a world that is ever increasingly becoming more sociable, more connected. That people from Scandinavian countries are struggling.
My mind always is just really negative. Like, it always pinpoints the negative
Actually, I reckon she's Dutch. She's probably from the Netherlands.
things. Even if it's a beautiful day, it always finds the negative things. And
That is not a bad thing. Humans are designed to be pessimistic. We are always on the lookout because we come from a time our ancestors did, when we lived in jungles, when we could have been killed by predators, by other tribes. We were always foraging for food, looking for food, hunting for food, and if we didn't have that pessimism, if we didn't have that negative outlook, that, look, if I don't eat today, I might die, it will not drive us to action. Okay. However, we now live in a very abundant time where all those needs are met, and then we still feel that we have this pessimism around us, which like, if all you need in life to be happy is food, some sort of social life, a partner, a family, which most people actually could have easily have access to that, right? And then you live in a world that gives you all that, and then all of a sudden you still don't find happiness. Of course your minds could be like, what the fuck is going on? Do you get what I mean? So it's natural for a lot of people to be feeling like this. um what are the solutions? These solutions are really probably that most people won't find solutions. Okay, most people will not be, because the world is becoming more ever connected, and people are hierarchical creatures. And to feel any semblance of happiness is you really what you're striving for is power. Okay, and if you don't have power, if you don't have the ability to exert power over other people, in a positive way or a negative way, your body will feel incomplete. You will feel like you are failing in life. Therefore, you have to rise to the top. Um, and then if you do rise to the top, I hope that you stay a positive king, that you stay, that you have a good outlook for people, and that you wish no harm upon people, and that you're able to help people pick themselves up and build a better and brighter future. I'm looking for 100 people who want to build a kingdom. And that is when you'll gain power and find true happiness and contentment within yourself.
I've been working really hard to focus, to put my focus to the positive things. But just when I'm getting a little off or tired, it's immediately negative, or immediately I'm not good enough. And I think that is like,
You need to build a world where you are proud of, and because you are proud of that world, happiness will derive from that. So being a proud person won't make you happy, but building something that you are proud of, that you're like, yeah, I went through that and I accomplished that, that would the happiness will flow from that. And that'll be like, look, because you were able to manipulate the world. And I don't mean manipulate in an evil way, that to persuade someone. I'm just like, look, for example, if you buy a piece of land and buy and build a farmhouse on it, or build a house for yourself on that piece of land, you manipulated that piece of land. So it's you exerting your will onto the world, which brings you pride, a feeling of a sense of accomplishment, and that's where you can derive real confidence and happiness from. Okay, just by trying to have a positive outlook, be like, yeah, look, it's raining today, but at least I've got a roof over my head. It's like, yeah, look, man, you need to be grateful for the things that you have, but it's like, after a while, your brain will be like, okay, like, yeah, but I also know that there's people down the road, partying and living their fucking multimillionaire luxury life. Like, and, the brain compares. It's like, well, why the fuck am I not doing it? Because then your brain's like, what is something wrong? And then if you don't have an answer for that, if you don't have the ability to strive for that, you are going to feel less than, and like she said, not good enough, unless she changes her mindset in terms of her values. Okay, if she values going to church every day, for example, then that will bring her happiness, because she'll be like, oh, do you know what, I accomplished the thing that makes me most happy is praying in church. If she derives happiness from providing food to people, and then she opens a restaurant, like that, her happiness will come from that. So I think she is probably very fragmented in her values that she has in her life, and therefore she's not able to act upon them and make herself happy.
the biggest thing I have in my head, and I'm just not good enough. I will never be good enough.
So, okay, what is she trying to be good at? Right? A lot of people say that, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. What are you trying to be good at? Okay, good enough at what? Oh, I'm not good enough to be loved. Is that what she's saying? What is she? Is she making herself lovable? Right? Because obviously she's being very vulnerable there. She's explaining her traumas, the stress and anxiety that she's going through. I feel sorry for her, but it doesn't make me want to love her. Do you get what I mean? If you have a puppy, right, and it and it's pissing and shitting everywhere, like the owner shouts at it, right? It's like, stop pissing and shitting everywhere. Okay, but if the puppy is just being cute, is playing around, just hopping everywhere, like, and just sniffing and seeing what the fuck's going on, it's like it's adorable. It's like you cannot help but love that puppy, because it's like It's being cute. It's being itself. It's being it's just exploring the world, and there's a sense of that childlike enthusiasm that makes you more likable, and people will find you more endearing. Saying like, like whatever happened to her is fucked her up, right? She needs to sort it out and then become a lovable person. That's the only way you can be loved, if you are lovable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you one surface level practice that can be quite powerful. So for all
Okay, now this is going to be the advice to save her life. Let's see if it's any good.
all of you, do keep this in mind. By default, not just you, everyone, we always focus on our failures more so than our successes.
Because the failures could have fucked you up so badly that you might have never recovered. Which is why the brain's like, look, like, oh, I could have died in that scenario. So therefore, keep it at the front of your mind, just in case it ever happens again, that you do not die. Oh, there we go.
Which is why if I'm like, hey, when did you mess up this past year or two? They're like, oh, well, there and there and there and there. When did you mess up today? Oh, well, there or there. It's easy to find mess ups. If I were to ask you, when's the last time you won and truly succeeded? Well, I don't know. Can you list out 20 successes from today? Oh, no, that's too hard. Now, this goes back to our conditioning, where, say, even growing up, if you have, say, good grades and you show your parents, it's kind of assumed. It's like, okay, good grade's good. As soon as you have a bad grade, what is this?
Okay, he's just going into some sort of story. It's like what's the advice for the lady?
There's a lot more charge around
let's forward it a little bit.
failures. So our focus, one thing you can do on the external is take that focus and move it towards success. How?
Did you just see the little action he did? Move it. He's trying to put into how difficult it is, which is why he will then sell you his course later. He's like, oh, it's not just easy, just that little mental shift. It's like, it's difficult, right? And that by telling that story, by putting that emphasis on it, he's putting you into like a hypnotic trance, saying that it's very, very difficult, and that he is the only solution for you.
By simply giving yourself a daily mission where every single day, it's simple, but it's one of those simple assignments. If you add depth to it and take it
She believes she's not good enough, but this is the solution.
seriously over a period of time, it'll create crazy change. Every single day before you go to bed, write down 3 successes that day. That's it. Just start with 3. What are 3?
Okay, it's great. It's great. You're shifting your mindset to look on the positive, to look on your successes rather than negatives. But she even said she's already tried that. She said she tries to be positive, but then she ends up back into feeling not good enough. Why? Because she's not winning in life. Okay, even like what are these successes? Like, are you changing the external of your world? Right? She's not able to. She's not able to make herself lovable. She's not able to make herself successful. We are living in a time where AI is here. AI will take most of people's jobs, and then when most of people in the world are unemployed, like, so what's Julian's solution gonna be then? It's like, well, look, you had no fucking job, but it's like, look, you got universal basic income. You can feed yourself, but you're socially isolated, but you can run around in the metaverse. You live an inhumane experience of life, but in essence, it's a fucking voluntary imprisonment. But you be grateful for it. You get to breathe another fucking day. Okay, there comes a line sometimes with this gratefulness bullshit as well. It's like yeah, be grateful, be happy for what you got, but also it's like let's stop in it. Let's find what the real solution is. It's like the world is a race to the top. Okay, the elites have full control. They are gaining more and more control. We as humans are feeling depressed because we can feel it, but we can't quite put our finger on it. Okay, and the moment when most of humanity realizes, it'll be too late anyway. That's why while you have the opportunity, while you still have a chance before AI completely fucks you over, you have to start making content. You have to rise to the top. You have to become an influencer. You have to be seen as a celebrity. You have to build fame. You have to be seen as a king, build a kingdom. and protect yourself for your future, for your community, for your family, for your future generation of children, for their children and future generations to come. Once you have a following, you'll be able to protect them within the walls and confines of your kingdom. Um, but you won't be alone, right? The burden of this situation will not be only on your shoulders. I am building a network of kings, a royal alliance. We are building and expanding territory together. We will protect each other. We will have each other's backs and form trustworthy relationships. You will never be lonely. We'll be partying in luxury. If you understand what I'm saying, if you understand the dystopian future ahead, if you don't want to end up at a seminar taking advice from Julian Blanc about why you are not good enough, and he will tell you to write a list about what to be grateful for, then you need to reach out to me. You need to become a charismatic leader. You need to build true confidence, and you do that by manipulating the world in the sense of bending it to your will and being proud of your accomplishment. If you understand what I'm saying, come and say hello. Everybody else, that is it for today. I will see you later.